And it's out back with my daily FIFA 2026 World Cup podcast, and it's the second of quiet days where there's no games in the tournament. So another one where I'm having a bit of a stand back and a look at the tournament as a whole. But in this term, I'm looking at the players of the tournament. So with 4 games left to play in the 2026 World Cup, here I will take a look at the players of the tournament and also who are the young players that are emerging as the stars for years to come. So I'm just going to adjust this microphone slightly. It is likely the winner of the Golden Ball as the best player in this tournament is going to come from one of the 4 semi-finalists. So, who are the candidates from those teams? Well, the attacking stars have certainly come out to shine, and it has to be one of those guys that will emerge as player of the tournament. So let's go through it country by country, starting with France, where Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, and Michael Olise have been the leading lights for the French in America. Mbappe has netted 8 times, Dembele 5, whilst Elise hasn't scored but has been the creator for many of those goals. Mbappe has just been superb though, and barring Dembele or Elise running the show from here on in, Mbappe has to be the front runner from the French team to win the Golden Ball. And with the French being favourites to win it all, that makes him favourite to go home with the World Cup medals, the Golden Ball, and probably the Golden Boot if they do win it all. Not a bad way to spend 6 weeks in the USA, Killian. Here, I'll give an honourable mention for William Saliba, as well as the attacking stars have got all the as much as all the attacking stars have got all the attention. He has serenely glided through this tournament, delivering calm and assured performances throughout, despite playing left centre back, switching from his normal right centre back position. So Saliba definitely deserves a mention, but he won't be player of the tournament. Like I say, if it's going to be a Frenchman, it's most likely to be Mbappe at the moment. Moving on to Argentina, only one show in town here, and that is the Lionel Messi show. The 39-year-old magician has saved some of his best tricks for this tournament. He joins Mbappe at the top of the scoring charts with 8. 5 of those came in Argentina's first 2 games, though, and whilst he has continued to deliver strong performances, needs a big finish to this tournament if he is to overhaul Mbappe. And with Argentina being the outsiders of 4 to win this tournament, the odds are against him doing so. But if he did lead Argentina to a retention of the World Cup, that would almost certainly mean Messi was fundamental to that success and further cement his legacy as one of, if not the greatest of all time, and certainly give him a chance of winning this Golden Ball. On to England then. Along with France, England are the only team that has offered teams more than one significant threat in their case via Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham when going forward. Both have 6 goals to their name so far, but Bellingham doing so more so from an advanced midfield position and not having a penalty amongst his haul. And in the last 2 games, it has not only been his goals, but his willingness to play different roles and to leave every ounce of his energy out there, as well as inspiring his teammates to higher levels, that has shone out. Kane needs a big game or two in the semi-impossible final if he is to get past Bellingham in the race for the Golden Ball, which may require him to score 3 or more goals to bag the Golden Boot if he is to get a matching pair with the ball. But for either to win it, they first need to win the tournament. So still plenty left to do for this dynamic duo. But let's hope from an Englishman's point of view that they do go on to win one of the tournaments and one of these two takes home the golden ball. Finally, Spain. Well, Spain have got this far as a collective unit without any one player truly standing out. The likes of Lamine Yamal will need to produce sensational performances from here if they are to emerge as a contender for the Golden Ball. But right now, there's nobody really that has been a standout performer for them, I would say. Lamar, probably, but he still has got more to do. Right, let's have a look at the emerging talents then. I've got 8 of them here. I've done them in the alphabetical order of their country. So first up is Martin Bacerina of Croatia. Croatia may have left the tournament early, but Bacerina shone in all 3 of their group games, and plenty of Premier League and top European teams will consider taking him out of Como and into a much bigger spotlight from next season. Manchester United, Aston Villa, and Tottenham are 3 teams said to be looking at spending 50 million plus on him. United and Villa would give him the possibility of Champions League football, which might give him the stage he needs to show us just how good he really is. But he certainly had a fine tournament here. Elliot Anderson of England is my next one up. The Premier League knew how good Elliot Anderson was before this tournament after a fine season with Nottingham Forest. But now the world knows. and he seems to be on the way to his Manchester City, so he's going to get a much more bigger platform to show his skills going forward. And he has actually taken his game to new levels in this tournament, as Declan Rice alongside him in midfield has struggled to find his best form due to injury and illness. Anderson has emerged from his shadow to show that he has possibly been the best holding midfield player in this tournament. Next one up, a Frenchman, Michael Elise. I've already mentioned him earlier for the Golden Ball, but he was a standout star for Crystal Palace, then found a bigger stage to display his qualities at Bayern Munich, and now has taken to the world stage with aplomb. He may not have hit the back of the net so far in his tournament, but as we've been in the USA, he's taken the quarterback role in this outstanding French offense, and his passing skills have been there for all to see. As one of the younger members of this French squad, his role and influence only looks set to increase in the years to come. Next up, a Moroccan, Ayoub Bayoudi. Bayoudi may rival Elliot Anderson as the best young deeper line midfield player and indeed the best deeper line midfield player in this tournament. He's more of a ball player than Anderson at the tender age of 18 and has room to develop physically and maybe to a degree technically as well in his knowledge of the game. He is unlikely to be at his best for now, and he's also much likely to be at Lille for much longer. Top European teams are being mentioned in regard to Bouadi, and he is sure to get an opportunity to emerge as a top midfielder in the next 4 years. And he could well be the leading player or one of the leading players for Morocco at the next World Cup, which they get to co-host. So watch out for him in the coming years. And watch out too for João Neves of Portugal, another who is known to many, having already made 50 appearances for PSG, but he pushed his way ahead of some more established stars to be one of Portugal's best players in this tournament. With Ronaldo in his 40s and Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva both being 31 now, by the next World Cup, Neves could well be the guy Portugal look to be their offensive band leader in 2030. So Neves is a name to keep in your mind. He's going to become a big name by the look of it. As could Pau Capasi of Spain. To have made 85 appearances for Barcelona at the age of 18, you obviously have to be a very, very good player, borderline exceptional. And Capasi has shown how good he is and how good he can be going forward with strong performances at the heart of the tightest defence in this World Cup. There is still room to improve his defensive skills and his knowledge as he gains greater experience, but the talent is there and his ability on the ball is certainly well above average for a central defender. So we can expect to see plenty of Capacity as a stalwart in his Spanish team for years to come. Seventh one, Lamine Yamal, Spain. Okay, Yamal had well and truly emerged before he arrived in the USA, but he's been the only Spanish forward that has shown the creativity required to open up top-level defences. We know he was going to be the guy Spain looked to for their inspiration for years to come, and nothing has changed in that regard as a result of his performances this tournament. A star may not have been born in the USA, but he has certainly developed as a result of this valuable tournament experience, and he's going to be a big name, as we all know, for years and years to come. Finally, Johan Manzambi of Switzerland. 3 goals in 2.5 games show how good Manzambi could be, and he made a real difference to that Swiss offence. But that is a small sample size, so it has to come with a cautionary warning, as a lot of players can look good for a short period of time. Speed and willingness to go at opponents are what shone out in his short time in this tournament before a knee injury cut his time short. He was also named Europa League Young Player of the Year, though, as Freiburg made the semis in that competition last season. So he shone there as well as in this tournament, so it's not just a one-off. He may not get the attention of the very top European teams, but looks set to get a move upwards from Freiburg as a result of his showing at this tournament. Aston Villa and Newcastle are two clubs said to be looking to acquire his services, and I'm sure there'll be others. So that's a look at the best established and young players of this tournament. I'll be back tomorrow with my preview of the first semi-final between France and Spain. So tune in for that one tomorrow. See you soon.